we're going to do the oil change on a 2018 Mazda CX5, and I believe it's the same for 2017 all the way to 2023 with the 2.5 liter engine. It may be the same for all of the model Mazda in those years for the 2.5 Skyactiv engine. This is under the hood, and we are going to unloosen the cap here, and we're just going to sit this off here. And it says 0W20. We have 0W20, and we're going to get that in there. The next thing we're going to do is go underneath the car. All right, we're underneath the car. As you can see, we're on car ramps here. You can use jacks, but for an oil change, I usually just use these ramps for everything because you just drive up onto it. You're going to see these little access points here. You're going to go to the third access point. So here's the first one, that's by the front of the car. Here's the second one, and here's the third one. I already took it off. It's going to be this shape here, and there will be two screws, one screw on this one screw on that one, and then there'll be a little pop rib, one of those plastic fasteners on that part. You'll pull all three of those out and set them to the side like so. And then in here, I've already loosened up the oil filter because I wanted to make sure I didn't need one of those wrench things that go onto it. These should only be hand tight anyways. You shouldn't have to put that much force on these. So there is the oil drain pan, and right there is a 17 millimeter nut for the oil drain pan. We're going to go ahead and loosen that. All right, so I loosened that with the socket wrench, and then I'm just going to take this rest of the way off by hand. The car is cooled down, but I still have gloves on. It's recommended. And as you can see, here is the bottom spout, and here's my oil pan. Oh, I need to move it up more. There we go. And there we go. Flip this that way. But there's the oil pan, and here is the drain plug. Drain plug looks pretty good. And we're using an iPhone here, and it seems to work pretty well when you do the autofocus lock on this thing. So we're going to set our drain plug off to the side and let this drain out, and modulate your oil pan accordingly. As you can see, this oil isn't completely black, but it's definitely getting there. I've seen oil that was completely black. If you, I guess you can see right here in this light that it's a dark brown. That is still a healthy oil. When it is pitch black coming out of there, yeah, that means you really ran this thing rugged. So as we're letting that drain out, we're going to go ahead and take the oil filter off. That's why I have gloves on, because we already let some of it drain out, so it shouldn't be that much. But here we go, and we'll drain that into our oil pan. There's actually a little spot for the oil filter to sit. And the oil's cold. We've let this car sit for about 8 hours. But I mean, you can do this after driving it, but I like to let it sit. I mean, I'm not a repair shop. I'm just doing this at home, so that's about it. Just a drip, 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 drip. We're not gonna let this drip dry. That's good enough. We already have a decent angle on there. So we hand tighten the drain plug back up so that it's not leaking, and then we will get the oil filter on. All right, guys, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But anyways, we took the Fram oil filter here, and it's a PH 6607 if you're going with the Fram, and we just hand tightened this on, no tools or anything, because you want to be able to get this back off when it's time for the next change. We hand tighten this on. We're going to take the socket wrench and snug it. We're not going to go overly aggressive on that, because you do want to be able to get this back off for your next oil change. All right, and that is it. The bottom part of this is done. You can go ahead and put this cover back on. As you can see here, there's a screw hole there, a screw hole there, and that plastic fastener hole there. So push this oil pan out the way, and I'm going to try to get this with one hand if I can. Let's see here, just like so. And that's it, really. I mean, you just slide it into there, and then we'll get our screws in there. So I'm gonna see if I can lay this phone down. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm hand tightening the screws in, and I'll put that plastic fastener in there, and then we'll tighten up the screws the rest of the way. It looks like it's it looks like it hooks in here too, guys. This little part here hooks into the move this here. All right, let's see, make sure we're getting that. Yeah, all right, hopefully that's all recording. Put our little plastic fastener in, push it, and then we'll get our screwdriver and tighten up these two screws. And we're just gonna screw that in, and that's good. That's it for the bottom half, and then we're gonna take it to the top. All right, next we got this little funnel, and we're gonna go ahead and put our oil in there. And I'm gonna try to do this with one hand, but this may be a little difficult to do with one hand, guys. Go. Any full synthetic 0W20 will work. We ended up going to Myers because it's right around the corner from us, and we picked this up. You can spend as much on oil as you want, but they all have to meet certifications. These are all tested, so there's American Petroleum certified, and there should be numbers on here, API, SP, SN plus, you know, so definitely has to meet certifications. So I know some people may say, oh, why'd you put Meyer brand oil in there? It's all certified oil. If you're a Mobil 1 person, run with Mobil 1. We'll go ahead and take our funnel out, drop it to the side, put our cap on, and we're done. I'm not sure if this will automatically detect that the oil has been changed, or if it's a process that we have to go through to reset. But if there is, I will figure it out. All right, guys, we're inside the vehicle. We hit the start button twice, and it's gonna show you all the warning lights. We're gonna go on the screen with this knob over to applications and press the button. It's going to take you to this screen. You're going to go to vehicle status, monitor, press. You're going to go to maintenance, press. And let's see, we're going to reset. Let's see, service past due. Reset service. Are you sure? Yeah, so we just did the maintenance on this. 7/23/25. All right. So there's that. We hit reset. It's due in 4 months, 5,000 miles. We'll hit the back button, and we will do oil change. Reset. Are you sure? Yes. Reset that. Back button out. Have to do tire rotation, which I'll do that. That's pretty simple. Now that we got everything cleared out, there's no more wrenches on there. Go ahead and turn this off, and then we'll hold the brake pedal down. As you see, it turns green. Start the engine, and let's see what happens here. CX5 service due in 4 months. You got 5,000 miles to go. That's it, guys. It's been reset. Simple as that. You just go into the applications, reset all the wrenches, and that's it. You go to your info screen here, press down on that, and it's going to show you like lane departure, whatever you want to do here. Miles to E. I like having it on this so I can see my miles per gallon and all that good stuff. And that's it. Oil change complete.